Hey guys, Mike here, Dynamics Tutorials, and welcome back to a new video. All right, guys. Well, as usual, I'm going to do a subscriber request, and today's request is, can I model a witch hat? Okay, so you know the big floppy black hat with a purple band on it and so forth. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. All right, we're going to start off with a polygon cone, like so. We're going to hit W to pull that up somewhat until we're roughly sitting on the grid line, like this. All right. We're going to hit Control A for our attribute editor, and we're going to go into polycone 1, and we're going to give 40 subdivisions round, if you will. In height, we'll do, let's say, 5, and that looks all right for now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in a little bit. We're going to hit the Insert key to move our pivot point down to the bottom, like that. And then we're going to hit R to scale that up and kind of increase the height of our hat to, let's say, that. Okay. Now, we want to have that distinct shape. So what we're going to do there is we're going to right click, go to vertex, take that top vertex, hit W, and kind of start to move that. Then we're going to take this one. We're going to hit E to rotate it. And let's find a nice angle for that. Let's do something like so. And hit W and kind of move it this way. We'll take that row, hit E and rotate it as well, but also rotate a little bit like that. And hit W to move it. And we'll just kind of continue that process there. So move that over here, hit E, kind of rotate a little bit like so, and like so. And then we'll take the one down here. We'll hit W to move in this direction. And again, hit E to rotate it. And maybe rotate a little bit like that. Okay, good start. All right, so now that we have that part, what we're going to do is we're going to go in. We're going to right click at a face. Let's delete that bottom face because we don't need it. We're going to zoom in. We're going to right click and go to edge. Double click on that outer edge. And we're going to go to edit mesh and extrude. Let's hit R and start to scale that out. Okay, I'm going to do that once more. So hit G to repeat and R to scale out again until we have the proportions that kind of fit the total size of our hat. Okay. Now the whole bottom is a bit flat, so with that edge selected, we're going to hit E and we're going to rotate that a little, like so. And we'll double click on that one and rotate that the other way. All right. Now that all looks a little bit hard or tough or whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click, go to face, select one of these faces, and we're going to hit B for soft select. And if you hold down B and left click and drag, you can make that area bigger or smaller for the area you want to be impacted. So let's do something like so. And we're going to hit W and push that down. And we're just going to start to kind of manipulate these areas. All right. So I want that to be a bit bigger. And we are going to smooth this out. Maybe push that down a bit. Just so it doesn't look as flat. All right. Cool. So now that we have that, we need to consider that we are going to texture the inside of the hat as well. So I'm first going to hit B to turn off my soft select. I'm going to right click and go to object mode, select the whole thing, and we're going to go to edit mesh and extrude. And let's do 0.05, okay? And that will give us a gray interior and exterior. That's what we want. Let's make sure it's not too much. That's good except for the subdivisions. You can see I got a lot of subdivisions on the side of the hat here. For some reason this is set to 100, so let's turn that to 1. Much better. All right. Now we got all that. One more thing to do. We want to have kind of a stiff rim around the hat here. So we're going to go to Insert Edge Loop. Let's add that right there. And we'll do the same down here. And let's have a look in wireframe so we can kind of see if we're okay. Yeah, it looks like we are. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go in, we're going to right click at a face. Let's select the outside face, click and shift double click, and then we're going to hit shift period to increase the selection, top and bottom. All right. We're going to go to edit mesh and extrude. Where do you go? Right there. Let's do 0.2. Whoa, way too much. 0.02. Bit better there, but probably still too much. Actually, it's not bad. And again, we need to bring the subdivision back to 1. Okay, so that works. All right, we do need to create the belt for our hat, but before we do that, actually, let's see if we can do it now. Yeah, we can. We're going to go to Insert Edge Loop. Let's add one close to the bottom, but not quite. We'll add one up here. It looks fine. Hit Q on our keyboard, right-click face, click and shift double-click, and go to Edit Mesh and Extrude. Once again, let's do 0.02, which is kind of thin. Let's set this division to 1 to start with. Let's do 0.04 maybe. Yeah, that's better. Okay, we'll do that. And just to make sure that once we smooth this out, it's still very visible, we're going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop. And we're going to add one here and one here, and that should help. And we'll do one here. Okay. So now if we hit Q on our keyboard, right click, go to Object Mode, and hit 3 to preview smooth. We do have a little issue there. Let's try it this way, mesh and smooth. We got something sticking through here that we need to fix, which is all right. So let's hit enter to accept that. We're going to right click at a face, and we're going to select this face row and that face row, and we're going to hit R, and we're going to bring that down. Looks like our problem is okay, fixed there. Click Object Mode. And solving problems is just as much part as anything else. So we're just going to hit Control Z to go back to see what's causing that problem. And it looks like the problem is caused by the extrusion. Now what happens there is when we hit extrude, all the faces are pulled outwards. So faces that are very close together will run into an issue, probably in these corners here. So the only thing we do is we hit Control Z to go back. We've got our entire model selected. And let's go to 3 to preview smooth. And you can see that it's smoothing too much right there. So what we're going to do to fix that, hopefully, right click at edge, double click on that entire edge, hit R to scale that in. That should help. And hit W and pull it down a little bit. And I'm kind of guessing that that's part of the problem. Right click Object Mode, 3 to preview smooth. We still have a little issue there. Want to go back. So what we'll do here is go to Insert Edge Loop, and we're going to add one here, and we're going to add one here, so that it doesn't bring in that edge as much. And let's hope that this fixes the problem. Okay, once again, 3 to preview smooth, and there we go. Cool. All right. So we're going to want to go back because it's a preview smooth. And let's see if we want to do a belt buckle or not. Kind of understand that that's a typical witch thing. So we'll do that, okay? We'll take a polygon cube, hit W, move it forward. And I'm really just kind of figuring this out as we move along. I'm going to flatten it somewhat. I'm going to move in, right-click face. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to do edit mesh and extrude. Hit R to scale that in, something like that. And then from the other end, I want to have the same deal. So edit mesh, extrude, hit R to scale in. And these two need to match up. So from my top view, I'm going to hit F to zoom in. And you can see that I kind of need to make sure that that's on top of each other. And it is, yeah. So with that, hit F to zoom in. I'm going to select the top face, delete it. Select the bottom face, delete that. And then we're going to go to right-click edge, select the top edge and the bottom edge, and go up to, let's see, where is that? Edit mesh and bridge, option box, linear path with 1 division, hit bridge. Yeah, there we go. We're going to select this edge and that edge, G to repeat, this one and that one, G to repeat, and this one and that one, G to repeat, and there we go. All right. I'm going to right click, go to object mode. We're going to take this guy and kind of move it towards where we need to be. So hit W, bring that in. E to rotate, J to snap in sections of 15 degrees. Hit W to pull up. And before we do anything else, let's take our hat and smooth it. Okay. So we're going to go to mesh and smooth to actually smooth it. Let's see, 4400 face count, not bad at all. We're going to take this guy, we're going to hit R, and we're going to start to scale that down. Hit W, move that down. And we're going to need to kind of hit F to zoom in to kind of position this manually. So hit E, kind of rotate that. Hit R to scale it down some more. W to bring it down. And yes, this will cut into our UVs here. I'm not really UVing this right now, so for this, it's not a big problem. Let's see how that looks. Yeah. Just having a look here. I'm going to bring it down a bit and push it out. All right. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to right click at a face, select these 4 faces, hit B for my soft select, hold down B and left click and drag to decrease the impacted area. And then we're going to just pull that out a little bit. All right. So that's what we have. Now let's see, what we're going to do next is we are going to export the model out of Maya and into Keyshot so we can texture it. But before we do that, I want to apply a number of materials so I can use that as a color ID map. So first I'm going to hit B to turn off my soft select. I'm going to click and shift double click on this guy and then hit shift period to increase my selection. Okay, it controls you to go back 1. That looks all right for my belt there. So right click assign new material, take a Lambert, and any color will do as long as it's not gray. Top looks okay, yeah. We're going to take our buckle here, right click object mode, assign new material, Lambert, and we'll take something else. Let's do blue. And then I want a different material for this rim here. So right click face, click and double click, shift period to increase that selection. That looks all right. Right click, assign new material, Lambert, and let's do red. Okay. So final check here. Yep. What we're going to do next is we're going to export our hat. So let's drag select everything. Right click object mode. Make sure we have an actual smooth and not a preview. Yep. Drag select all of it. Go to file, export selection, and we'll call this final hat, which FBX. I have been doing some testing with this. Export selection, and now we're going to jump over to Keyshot. All right, here we are. Just going to go to File and New, just to be sure. Okay, I'm going to go to File and Import, and I'm going to select my final hat. There we go. Hit the Import button. All right, so there we have our hat. Now, like I said, a couple of different materials that I want to use. I want to use some sort of purple leather for the belt. So I'm going to go to Material. I'm going to scroll up to Cloth and Leather. I'm going to go to Leather and let's do Basic. And then I'll drag select this guy. But I kind of want to change the color on that. So I'm going to double click on it. And let's see what we can do with that. Let's see. I'm going to click here. Let's double click on the color. Let's go towards, that's actually not bad. Something purple-ish. All right. Click OK. Obviously, the buckle needs to be gold. So for that, I'm going to go to metal and we'll go to precious metal, gold, basic, and let's take 24 karat gold. Why not? Let's apply that to our buckle there. Now, our hat is going to be cloth, obviously. So we're going to go up to cloth and let's see what we got here for options. Okay, now don't mind the color, we can change that. So we'll take this guy, we'll drag select it, and you can see that it is way, way, way too large, but that's okay, we'll fix that. We're going to double click on it. We're going to go to textures, mapping tool, and let's change the scale on this. All right, so we're going to take this yellow cube, and I'll just turn off rotate and translate for a second here. And let's bring that way down until it starts to resemble something that is way closer to cloth, which is this. Looks very nice, actually. We're going to rotate it a bit to give it a little bit more realism as far as the direction of the cloth. Much better. And then, of course, we need to change the color to black because, well, it's a witch hat, right? Let's see, where's my color at? Just give me one sec, guys. All right, yeah, I just needed to scroll down. So it's under textures and you scroll down and there you go. Okay, so I got two different threads here. So I'm going to double click on this guy and I'm going to pull that way into the dark side. So this will be all the way down, that as well, and that as well. Okay, then we're going to take this guy, which will bring it much more into where we need to be. dark, dark, and dark. Much better. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. Good detail. Yep. Now to make it a bit more realistic, first of all, let's do that outer rim here. Maybe we'll do, let's see, that's cloth. Let's see, what else do we got? We got this leather black. Let's do that. Yeah, that works. Okay. So with that, we're now going to change the background and the color. So in our background, let's go all the way down to white solid. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to find, I'll just okay that. Let's find a good lighting. So we're going to go to the environment and we're going to do some testing. Okay. So in our interior, we're going to start off with the sky. And as far as lighting is concerned, that kind of looks nice. It's a very realistic texture going on there. Let's try a couple of options here. Maybe too dark. Let's do some outdoor lighting. Let's see how that works for us. That doesn't work really well. We'll try a studio lighting, but so far my preference goes towards the lighting that we had first. Let's do overhead and panels. Nope, we're going to go back to interior and let's do this. That one, or no, we'll do that one, the top one. All right. So we got that. We're going to go up to lighting. We're going to do a full simulation, and then we're going to need to tweak that a little bit. Then we're going to go back in. We're going to turn off acoustics, and we're going to turn off interior mode. All right. Let's have a nice view for our hat here. Just trying to see what works best as far as looking at our hat here. Looks like we got a little issue going on up there. Shouldn't be too big of a problem. Let's see if we can fix that or not. I'm wondering if it's going to show up in my render, okay? But for now, let's go with this, okay? I'm going to go to my render settings. Let's call this hat final, and I'm going to save it on my desktop. We'll do a size of 1280 by 720 and 300 dpi, okay? That said, I'm going to pause the video, hit render, and see you guys in a sec. Well, guys, there you have it. There's our final render for our witch hat. I think it turned out okay. You know, some minor issues here and there, but you know, if you spend a little bit more time on it, you can tweak it and make it look perfect, at least perfect for whatever need you want to use it for. And that said, thank you guys for watching. If you've got any questions, please let me know. And for those of you who are patrons to my site, you will find the files in the shared drive. If you want to become a patron, you can find details below. All right. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.